Michael Wilson is a player who has been generating more buzz as a wide receiver prospect since he balled out at the Senior Bowl. He had a very good showing there, and it has really caused teams to take a closer look at his film, and he has definitely risen up draft boards. Today, I'm going to take a look at Wilson and tell you why he is one of my favorite wide receiver prospects on the board. Hey guys, welcome back. If you guys are new to the channel, I have done similar videos to this on a number of other players, so be sure to check those out. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and leave a comment and let me know what you guys think Michael Wilson could translate to in the NFL. Let me know what players you guys want to see me break down next, but without further ado, let's take a closer look. Michael Wilson is a very interesting prospect. Right off the bat, Wilson possesses some very nice physical tools. Standing at 6'2", 213 pounds, Wilson has great size to be an outside wide receiver. Stanford utilized him in multiple ways, lining him up on the outside, but also playing him in the slot, and he showed a lot of really good things in the time that he was on the field. He has a very unique blend of size, weight, and speed that make him a very enticing prospect. Right off the bat, I'm going to talk about his speed first, because this has been a pretty major talking point when it comes to Michael Wilson. Michael Wilson ran a 4.58 at the NFL Draft Combine in terms of a 40-yard dash. Yikes. That's not very good. That's one of the worst times in terms of the wide receivers at the Combine. It was pretty underwhelming. However, on tape, I don't see this speed really hurting him whatsoever. He has quickness and quick burst off the line of scrimmage, and especially in the open field, Wilson has pretty solid speed and is able to outrun defenders. He has good speed and ability on deep balls as well. The 40 time is pretty alarming, I do understand that, but he plays faster than his 40 time would lead you to believe. I think that time might hurt his stock a little bit due to a lower time because there were players that ran a faster 40, but I do think the speed is better than what he showed at the Combine. Wilson has very good track down ability and excellent ball skills. He has a knack for going out of his way and meeting the ball in the air and getting the ball at a high point. He has some really good plays there, and he's a solid wide receiver against contested catches as well. He just has a good ability to track down balls, and that was one of the best areas of his game. He has a physical side to his game and plays well through contact, which helps him as a prospect. I mentioned his big play ability, but Wilson is a good deep ball threat and is an excellent in the open field. But this all starts with his route running. He's an extremely smooth route runner and can stop and go on a dime. He is quick, twitchy, and knows how to utilize double moves to create separation, and I really like that about him. There were multiple instances where he would lure defenders in with one move, stop, look at the quarterback, and then break free, bounce his route out, and make another play, and create himself more time for the quarterback, and he really was very good at that. And he also can hold his own as a run blocker, which helps him a lot, and makes him an easier player to draft for any team. You want a wide receiver that wants to block the run and shows a willingness to do it, and I think it makes Wilson extremely scheme versatile, and I think he could thrive in any offense, whether that's a vertical offense, a run-first offense. I think Michael Wilson has shown he could be versatile at any spot on the field. There are some concerns when drafting Wilson. We mentioned the speed, but I'd like to mention the drops as well. He had a career 8.8% drop rate at Stanford, which isn't great. From what I saw, they were mostly concentration drops. He would start running before he had full control of the ball in his hands. He just needs to be a little bit more patient until he has control. It's not that his hands are bad or he had bricks for hand. There were concentration drops from what I saw. He has good hands, so the drops were a slight concern for me. He also battled injuries in both 2020 and 2022, both of which ended his seasons prematurely. He had a foot injury in 2022 and another injury in 2020 and another injury in 2022, which both ended his seasons. Because of the injuries, there are some questions about his lack of production and durability because we've only seen one fully healthy season for him. Lastly, his arms are a bit on the shorter side for a bigger wide receiver, only at 75 and 1/8 inch arms. I don't think it's a major deal, but it's something to take note of. It didn't hurt him too much at the collegiate level. I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem in the NFL. Michael Wilson was a tough player to find a comp to, but going on Mock Draftable, a player that he came up to testing very similar and had a very similar RAS score to was Pierre Garçon. Both are pretty physical wide receivers and have really good open field ability. Pierre Garçon was a player who I absolutely loved on my Colts for a few years when he was there. I see some very similar traits in his game to Michael Wilson. I think they are very comparable to one another, so that's the comp I have for Michael Wilson. Overall, Wilson has some nice upside and is still a pretty raw prospect. He's versatile, you can line him up anywhere on the field, and there's a ton of potential there. I think he's a guy who could be a very nice wide receiver at the next level. I'm a huge fan of Michael Wilson in his game, and I think he's going to be a really good NFL player. Ultimately, I think Michael Wilson will be selected in the top 75 of the 2023 NFL Draft.